we return to the Palace of Rihad to seek an audience with Queen Blumbarka and find out more about Fang Lair, supposedly one of the locations of a piece of the Staff of Chaos. Wow, that was a real mouthful. So, yeah, doing pretty good here. It's Turdus, Tuesday, 17th of January, Morning Star, and we're moving on. Now, I do want to make a sneaky little note there. I obviously ended an episode a second ago, and now we've started a new video. I saved between the two. Saving is actually, just like resting, not allowed in towns. Believe it or not, you can't just save. There are only two places in towns you can save, weirdly, arbitrarily. I mean, you might call the whole thing arbitrary. I think the point, again, is to move you to inns. One of them is palaces. So I entered the palace and I could save my game. The other one is the Mages Guild areas. I don't know why, but that means you can do save scum stuff in these areas, but not a lot of the rest of the town, right? So if you're a thief and you're burgling people's houses, well, you can't really save scum it that easily because you can't save. So you kind of want to find very specific towns with very specific rooms that you know are kind of safe and stuff. Anyway, yeah, that was just something I wanted to mention. And also, in the last part, we spoke to that lady who said someone got attacked. I think she was saying someone got attacked at Fang Lair, not that someone got attacked here at the palace. The thing is, you can be attacked at the palace if you step out of line, all right? So there's these surly-looking guards, all right, in the main hall here. Now, I will tell you, we are very weak. We are pathetic. We are at the start of an RPG, and we have poorly geared. We will not be able to beat these guys. They will destroy us. So if you try and, like, wander around the palace and go into, like, what they call the restricted area, you'll die. And I'd love to show that, but I also kind of don't want to die, so we'll see. There's like prison chambers in these areas. They tend to all have pretty interesting layouts. You can sometimes find bodies. Really stealthy people who maybe cast spells that make themselves go invisible can steal lots of money in them. But yeah, you have to be careful. You can't be seen moving around. These people will attack you. So let's just be a good little boy for now and head on over to this lovely looking lady who will be our first prominent quest NPC, really. And she says, "Welcome to Rihad, Tarlin. I am Queen Blumbarka." Sorry, I'm even saying her name wrong. It's Blabamka. Blabamka. "And I agreed to tell you about Fang Lair for a favor." All right, so they said, what was it? 8 pieces of the Staff of Chaos? 7 pieces of the Staff of Chaos? But when you're trying to find the pieces, a lot of people have their own problems. And then you therefore end up doing jobs to get tokens of their gratitude or favor or whatever. In the case, here it's a queen. She says she wants a favor. You can't send all these amazing guards to do it? Fine. She says, "You see, not too long ago, a band of goblins led by Gulthog the Dark attacked this stronghold. They carried away with them much treasure, including a parchment which held within its writings clues to decipher the part of the Elder Scrolls which spoke of the location of the legendary Fang Lair." Oh, this is so wordy. So our first mention of the Elder Scrolls, right here at Quest 1. So the Elder Scrolls say where Fang Lair is, apparently. But we can't even decipher them without a parchment. So it's kind of like we're doing her a favor, but also not really, because she doesn't know unless we get the parchment anyway. It's like Bethesda didn't quite know what direction they wanted to go in. So we need this parchment to decipher the scroll to find out where the lair is. So where's the parchment? Well, with this guy Gulthog. Gulthog and his goblins fled to an ancient and ruined fortress called Stonekeep. It's outside the city, and I fear that a large band of mercenaries or soldiers will be able to find them. A single person, however, would be much more successful. Perhaps your arrival is fortuitous. If you were to agree to recover this parchment, I will inscribe the location of the Stonekeep onto your map. If you are successful and return with the parchment, I'll be able to decipher the location of Fang Lair. I promise to give you that location as a reward for your help. Do you agree? So we're really getting the rubbish end of the stick here. Let's be real. She's getting like the power to decipher Elder Scrolls and untold knowledge hitherto, and we get her a tiny bit of that back. She'll just give us the location. I mean, we're kind of in a bind, really. We have no other choice, do we? It's funny. Couldn't I do this on my own now and then maybe steal the scroll? Maybe that's a bit tricky for now. So, do you agree? I think I do agree. And she seems to think just because I'm on my own, I'll do better than lots of people. Why can't we storm it with lots of people again? Excellent. Stonekeep lies near Rihad. Be careful. Gulthog is crafty and evil. It is even rumored that he is a necromancer serving the Underking. When you have the parchment, return with it here, and I will find the location of Fanglair for you. Queen Blumbarka smiles broadly and motions for you to take your leave. Now she's just fobbing me off. So listen, this whole thing about Golthog sounds like a cool antagonist, doesn't he? The son of the Underking. A lot of times in Arena, there's like 3 or 4 times they'll mention like these antagonists. I'm 99.999% sure that Bethesda wanted to add boss fights. I'm going to let you down easy. There are no boss fights. There's all these characters that are mentioned. They're totally unseen in the game. Sorry. Let's blame it on their crunch getting the game out in November instead of December. If I speak to her again, she says, I have nothing further to discuss. Get out of my face! And we have to leave. So there you go. That's the quest begun. And, well, we can get on with it. So I do want to do a little bit of prep. Oh, yeah, there's a juggler. Awesome. I love these guys. Look at this dude. Oh, there's so many cool people. There's, like, snake charmers. And I honestly think these NPCs that, like, sit in location and do interesting tasks are really flavorful. And I feel like you don't get much of that in the later games. Who are you? You're a juggler, obviously. I'm a historian. Oh, my God. What is this? Yellow, I'm horny. Whoops, I mean I'm Randy. No, seriously, I'm Flozen. You can see how I got it confused. What can I do for you, my sweet Red Guard? By the way, what did the Red Guard girl say after someone blew in her ear? Thanks for the refill. Brilliant. He's calling me stupid. I don't like him. And he's making crass, dirty, rude sex jokes that I'm way higher brow than. Oh, check it out. Look, there's a potion maker. Hello. Who are you? Remember what I, Tamped the Peddler, always say, everything is for sale, though perhaps you're looking for information. It doesn't look like I could buy anything for you, so apparently not everything's for sale. Dude, I'm getting weirded out by turning around and just seeing these big, bold, almost naked ladies just staring at me with their hands on their hips, like they're expecting something from me. Leave me alone. I don't know what to do. Okay, so what we're going to do is prepare for this quest. And for that, I really want to buy some stuff. Now, what do we want to do first? I guess we can sort out armor first. And then what I want to do is get some potions. There's some really important potions that I probably want to pick up. So let's find someone. All right, you. Hands on your hips. Hello. The one in the blue bikini. I want to know where the equipment store is. And so what do we got? We got bargain weaponry, Borkham's general equipment, Batkern supplies, Fef's quality provisions. I want to point out, by the way, if you were like a god at this game, you would just know where all of these are in all these towns all the time. New provisions, rare accoutrements. Accoutrements? I've never read the word accoutrement in my life. The practical gear store. I don't know which one we want, really. The used gear store. We don't have much money. Let's go there. You'll find that west of here. It's kind of funny. Every vendor in the game has specific sales that they offer, right? Every town has all these different shops, and all of them have very specific things that they've got. Some of them are cheap, some of them are expensive, a lot of them are unique. Like, you can find pages, long tables on, like, the game's wiki and databases showing off everything that a place will sell. And you can say, if you want this specific weapon of this specific rarity, only this shop in all of Tamriel will sell it to you. Go there. And it will cost this amount or whatever. You know, you can find the cheapest. It's kind of crazy. That's something that the manuals never did. Now, I do want to give you guys some really amazing trivia. There was, in December, after this game came out, released by Bethesda, a strategy guide for this game. And it has some weird Latin name. It's called, dragons. You know, people complained when Skyrim came out as though dragons had never been a part of the Elder Scrolls. And it's like, Jesus, you're going to see references to them here all over the shop. Anyway, it's, unless maybe you call this a wyvern. Is it a wyvern? It's not a wyvern because it's got 4 limbs plus 2 wings. So there was this strategy guide called the something codex, right? It's really, really, really rare. Very few of them were printed, but they came directly from Bethesda. And in it, you can get all kinds of information. You know, I mentioned about those rat diseases and the names of them, that there's 17 diseases in the game. Well, a lot of that information comes from that guide. The guide also has like a lot of details that were the intended details for the game, but were incorrectly coded. So the disease story is a really good example as well. There are 17 diseases in the game, but in the codex, And all the different diseases have different durations. Most of them are permanent. Nearly all of them are on you forever. But some of them run out in like 22 days or 18 days or something. In the Codex, they have a section where they're listing all of the durations of the diseases. And they list 22 different durations. And all of the later ones have real durations on them. So the idea is that maybe there was a bug and the durations that were meant to be in those extra ones in the Codex were meant to be in game, and then they're not in game, so it's kind of like most of them are permanent in the end. But you can get all this fascinating information about the game, but basically no one's got a copy of it. It got released really quickly after the title too. It's weird because you could never imagine Bethesda doing their own handwritten guide for some of the more recent games. No AAA dev studios these days do stuff like that, do they? Anyway, so that's a bit of trivia while we're wandering around trying to find some kind of an equipment shop. This is obviously not the one the woman told me about, but hey, unless we get a miracle. No, this is Mac's general equipment. We're rubbing our numb hands together. At least it's sunny outside. Many new weapons and supplies impress you enough for a closer look. So, as you can see, you get these cool textures on the walls. Lots of stuff going on. As we move on through, you get a big old room. Cauldron over here. And a guy forging away. Some ludicrous specimen of a man, chiseled to the notch, and forging some red-hot steel. So, his options are to buy, we can sell. So, for example, we started the game with a broadsword, which we're not using, so I will sell the broadsword. And he says, probably 100 years old, that broadsword. I can't give you more than 7 gold, alright? And we could haggle, but fine, 7 gold. I want you to know this is the most I've ever paid for such a broadsword. So already, yeah, go on. We can try and steal from him, but we're very unlikely to succeed. We're not lucky. We're kind of agile, which might help a bit, but, you know, we're not like a thiefy class. I'm not going to touch that. We will talk about this later, but for now, I'm not going to touch this. Now, all gear does get damaged. You might remember in the Imperial sewers, I moused over some gear and it said condition used or condition new. If you want to repair stuff before it fully breaks, repairing costs money and takes time, but there are ways to mitigate that. We don't have to worry for now. I'm just going to hit buy, and I'm going to say that I want to buy armor, and we'll see what he's selling. So he's got leather stuff for us. He's got chain stuff. You can see on the right, it's how much it costs. He's got some plate. There's a plate cuirass here for 100 gold points. Gold pieces, I guess. But we don't worry about that. Here, there's a round shield of levitation. So we could do one-handed plus a shield, maybe, going forwards. That would be pretty fun. There's a helm of levitation there as well, which is kind of good. But these are 200 gold. This is out of my price range, really. A pauldron of agility, that would buff that. Now, I'm going to be cheap and easy for now. And I know you might think, well, WP, you can wear plate stuff, so why not buy the plate? And a lot of it's pretty cheap, you know. What do we have? We have a right pauldron already? No, I mean 60 gold. It's kind of pricey. But what I want to do throughout this is show you what all the different stuff looks like. I want to give you an idea of the different armors. So I'm going to buy some leather boots. And I won't counter 15 gold. That's fine. I'm going to buy some leather... where else we got? The pauldrons, I guess I think it's a left pauldron that I already have. Just imagining my character. So I'm going to buy the right pauldron. Today's your lucky day, my friend. I can tell you. Yeah, all right. I thought he was going to give it to me for free, but no. He said that was the best damn right leather pauldron he'd ever sold. Sure it was. We'll buy some gauntlets. We definitely don't have any of those. And these are basically all the slots, by the way. A helmet. No, I think we have a plate helmet, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, and then lastly, what I'm going to buy is a cuirass for 25 gold pieces. So we'll pick that one up. So a little bit of an interesting trivia for the floppy disk version or previous patches of the game. A weird thing, you can see that there's this gap at the bottom of the sell list, but above the golden border where I'm mousing over here. In some versions of the game, if you double-clicked this, and then you tried to buy, if you just clicked here, what would happen is the vendor would still try to sell you an item, but it wouldn't necessarily know what to sell you, and it would default to selling you a plate cuirass for 0 gold pieces. So you could get a free plate cuirass anywhere, anytime in the game, just by double-clicking at the bottom here. Here you'll see it's fixed on the version that I'm playing, which is probably good. It's a bit exploity. I don't know whether that was going to be like an Easter egg from the devs or something that they went back on or what. But yeah, kind of an interesting thing. So with that said, let's maybe do the shield, the main hand shield thing. So what we can buy is a dagger, a tanto, a short sword, staff, wakizashi, broadsword, mace. You'll recognize so many of these from the later games. War axe, saber. I'm not sure if this game has spears, but there are obviously a ton of things. And then even some enchanted ones down here, like this Hammer of Endurance for 320. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a steel dai katana. So dai katana, actually no, that's two-handed. Dai katana is kind of one of the weapons I want to go with long term. Let's buy a longbow. Show you guys some bow gameplay. You just bought the best damn longbow this side of the place. All right, and since we've got a longbow there, I won't do the shield thing. We'll do the shield thing going forwards. All right, so there you go. That's our gear. All right, very nice. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with that. We seem to have got enough money as we went through here. So let's equip our stuff. So we're going to go to the next page, and we will put on the greaves. We'll put on the boots. We'll put on the cuirass. We'll put on the right pauldron and the gauntlets. So there you go. We are now fully stacked. And you'll notice that some of our plate areas are actually, -5s, and there's only +1s now. So we're much more defended than we used to be. We're not in the negatives necessarily, but it's a good start. And yeah, I kind of want to, I want to build through this stuff, so it'll be cool. Then what I'm going to do is equip the longbow instead of the warhammer, which we can use. We don't get our rangery or our redguardy benefits from using a longbow, but you'll recall that a lot of those benefits are things that are scaling as we level. So if we want to use range stuff, really the best time to do it is now, early in the game. And range stuff's very fun when we're a little bit more vulnerable and where we're not like losing out on some of our efficiency from not being melee. So we will get to do this here, and you'll see we get an arrow on the screen now. I'll talk more about how that works. But we do have one more thing to do before we leave, and that is to visit the Mages Guild to buy just a couple of potions. What I'm now going to do is the most important thing in preparing your adventure. Sorry, I just asked who you were, and I didn't pay any attention. So we're going to ask where the Mages Guild is. The original town we were in didn't have a Mages Guild. This one does. So, what was it called? Sandy Shaft? Sandy something? You'll find the Mages Guild southeast, she said. So, I'm going to move southeast for a clip, speak to a new person, and try again. And that's one thing you can do, or you can just, learn it. So, I think I know where the Mages Guild is in this town. The Mages Guild tend to be really big, really elaborate buildings, and Rihad is massive, just for what it's worth. And they usually only have one entrance. She said it was southeast, not southwest, and I'm scrolling to the wrong goddamn place. That's the bottom corner. No, I don't want to type. I bet it could be this. This could be the guild. So, if that's true, it's just to our left and then straight along kind of thing. I think we'll be pretty close when we're there. So, we'll take a right through this alley. Another equipment shop. Would sell different things. This is the building that I saw a second ago. That looks like it. That eyeball. I think that... Oh, this is going to be some temple, some cult place. The Sunlight Salad has done little to warm your bones, which are now almost frozen. I should have, for roleplay purposes, just waited 6 months so that the climate made sense. You enter the Mages Guild, stamping your feet and crowding close to a brazier that glows hot with fiery coals. As the warmth slowly seeps in, you notice arcane implements and mystical apparati. You think you feel a strange tingling on your skin. All right, so... we are going to speak to the mage, and he looks awesome, by the way. I love mages and wizards that look like this in these, big roby kind of outfits. People are too scared to present them like this in fantasy anymore, but I think it's so cool. And, the blue robes and, stars and moons and stuff on them. So, first of all, detect magic. What the Mages Guild can do is you can give them a magic item you have. I'm pretty sure the helmet we have is magic. And he says, I can tell you that if that is magical, but it will cost you 28 gold. And what it will do is identify your stuff. So I can identify with my own brain And I can figure out, you know, what is this buffing. I can equip it and look at what the stat is that improved. Or when it comes to other magic items that actually let you cast spells and stuff, you can just randomly cast a spell and see if you can guess what it did. But that can sometimes be tricky. It's nice to identify. So here we can tell that this is a Helm of Endurance, which suggests to me that when I've equipped it, it's bumped my endurance. Let's verify that as well. Unequipped. Our endurance stat is at 70. Which is pretty high. And then equipped, our endurance chat is still at 80. Do we cast endurance? Did it give me just straight up health, maybe? Let's have a quick look here. So my health is 69 out of 69. Tee-hee-hee. We equip it. My health is still 69 out of 69. I'm not sure. Helm of Endurance. Maybe it is a Helm of Endurance. It's just buffing me very minimally. And here we have a bracelet, which was magical as well. And it was blue too, right? But we don't actually know necessarily what it did. So again, we can go detect magic. And we can figure out what the bracelet does. Oh, we don't know. We're out of cash now. Oh my god, wait. How much did he want to charge me for identifying the bracelet? 375 gold. Oh my god. No then. So yeah, the better the enchantment, the more it will cost to identify, which can give you an idea. I already know that bracelet's really good because when we equipped it, it lowered our armor rating really, really well. So yeah. All right, but what we're going to do is we're going to buy potions. Now, magic items will be just stuff that you can loot, and some of them are interesting, some of them are pricey, some are not. For now, I'm just going to buy a couple of potions. First of all, potions of healing. Now, this is where I want to spend a good amount of my money on. I will probably buy... sorry. I'm trying to say yes. I will try to buy 5 of them. He's going to charge me 250 gold. And here you can see where buying in bulk is a good idea. I'm going to counter him with 175. He says, very clever. Archmage Spooner would call you a shining wit. Now give me a serious offer so we can conclude this deal, all right, kid? Look. People were using kid as an insult way before the internet, guys. I'll go 200. All right, and now he says 225. So I'm going to not budge. I'm going to say 200. And he says we agree then. So the potions of healing are mine. So I've got 5 of those. Now what they allow me to do is heal while I'm fighting and without having to rest. So enemies can be nearby and I can still heal. Very, very, very important. There is lifesteal stuff in the game as well, which I think is okay, but I've never really used very much. And then the other thing I really want to do is buy a couple of cure disease. And I really mean just like 2. Because you can be diseased going forwards, and I want to be able to get rid of that. I've already talked to you guys about how scary that is. I'm going to counter his offer with 150. And then I'll counter him with 150 again. He's offering 162. We'll probably get it next time. He says, a good eye for quality and a shrewd mind for bartering, I find. I like my child. Here's what I'll do for you for 156 gold. Oh, sorry. I thought he was caving. All right, there you go. The Archmage will murder me for my soft heart, but the potion of cure disease is yours. I'll agree to your price if you still wish it. I love how many different like dialogue things. Oh no, we don't even have the money. Oh, wait. So how much do I have right now? We have 120, and I was offering him 150. Fine, we'll just buy the one. The other one that's really useful is resist fire. So let's do it this way. I want to buy 1 resist fire. And I want to buy it. I really didn't want to spend so long here, guys. I do apologize. He's not even letting me counter. Fine. For 60 gold. Come on, man. I'm desperate. All right. He might go for 60. 60, please. 60, I'm begging you here. Not 61. 60. I swear to God, it's all I've got. All right, cool. There you go. Nice. And now we're... Sorry, it turns out I did have another 100 in my pocket. No, oh, 64. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get the cure disease anymore. Literally, this is all the money I've got. I know I just lied to you, but this is all I've got. If he won't even start to haggle, we're kind of out of luck here. All right, we have to do this without cure disease. All right, it's okay though. I think we'll be okay. We just have to try not to get disease, just like we didn't buy the rats. That's fine, right, guys? All right, so we're pretty much ready for our adventure now. All right, got some armor, got some potions. All of this was to say. If we have a look at our quest log, you will see that the ruler of Rihad has marked Stonekeep on our map for the province of Hammerfall, which happens to be right, it's the start of the game, so where we need to go happens to be right next to where we want to be. And you'll see that now a new thing has appeared on the map, not connected by any of the roads, and it's got a different icon. It's called Stonekeep. And what we can do is click it. It gives us some details on how long it would take to get there. 3 days, 160 kilometers away. I'll be there on Sunday. So let's go. How is Sunday 3 days away from Tuesday? And we are in. So you'll notice that when we hit a dungeon, there is no exterior moment. If I hit this, it will just take me back to the world map. And then I just travel. It's not like I go into the wilderness. And it says you're already in Stonekeep. So I feel like Bethesda really missed a trick here, where if they just surrounded these places with a little bit of generic wilderness, it would have been good. Generic wilderness has its own dungeons too. We'll get to covering that. But yeah, so mostly if you just zerg the main story, you never really find yourself in the wilderness much, just outside of cities every now and then. That's it. Okay, so Stonekeep, we find ourselves in the next dungeon, ready with our bow and arrow, and let's see what we've got. A cracked sign shrouded in dust reads, "Welcome to Stonekeep. Surrender all weapons to the guards, for we are the keepers of peace." So there's a lot of flavor text in Stonekeep. In truth, if you know where to go, you can be done with this dungeon ludicrously quickly. Like, ludicrously quickly. But there's actually a huge amount of other areas to explore that if I can, I'd love to show off. I mean, the game is pretty goddamn punishing, so if we're pushed away, we might just go for the story quest. But there's like a throne room and all kinds of fun things deeper out there. So here are some rats, and you'll notice that we now have the opportunity of backpedaling and firing our arrows out in front of ourselves, like so. The dungeons are so much more quiet than the towns. I have to make sure that I improve the audio in moments like this so that you guys can hear. So you get a side door. You get different kind of doors here with these golden lions. Most new dungeon in the main story has special, like, new textures and stuff, which is cool. We get a tanto. To be honest, I'm not really sure what a tanto is. Isn't it like a small dagger? Okay, we get a mark and a short sword, and so much gold already. It's brilliant, right? It makes you think you're doing a quest in an inn when I could just take 2 steps into a dungeon and get that as a quest reward is very telling. So we got a mark. Now, what is a mark? I will show you guys. Marks are special items that are nearly always magic, and when we equip them, they give no passive benefit, but instead, we can use them. So this is our use menu now. We can use resist fire, we can use a potion of healing, or we can use the mark. And I've not identified this, so I don't know what it will do, so let's just double click and see. Fire spell at target. So it seems like I've got some kind of spell. Marks have a limited quantity that you can utilize them for. So I don't know what this spell will be. I can spend one of the charges just to figure it out, and that's what I'm going to do. Looks like it's some kind of magic missiles type thing. I will be clear with you guys. I haven't really played a mage. I actually skipped some UI in the Mages Guild earlier about, there's like a whole spell, but in fact I can show you here. Check it out. If we go to the next page. No, I don't want to drop those. There's this thing here, the spell book. But I'm not a spellcaster, so I can't go into it. But as a spellcaster, you can start the game with like a couple of different spells. And you see how I have health and fatigue? The third bar is actually a mana bar. It would be blue and full of magic, but I don't cast spells, so it's... Alright, good, we can go that. You'll notice that the rats are hitting me for way less damage now. Wow, and we are the rat slayer. Jesus, that's a lot of rats. You'll notice that enemies can open doors as well, you just saw there. Don't be too scared of... don't feel too safe from that. I've died in the past because I didn't know enemies can open doors. We got a nice little demonstration there. So yeah, I just get health and fatigue, and I kind of miss those little areas. So what do we got here? We got 3 points. So here's the thing. If I was saving really regularly, I could maybe say, I don't like this, I want more points, and go on. But I didn't get unlucky. I hit middle there. Bonus points 3, that's about the middle amount of points. So I'm going to say, fine, whatever. That's not a big deal. And what I'm going to keep doing is I'll spend all 3 on endurance and see if that gives me a level up bonus. It didn't. So now I'll spend all 3 on strength and see if it gives me a bonus, and it did. So I'm going to go pure strength this time. We have to start mixing in the other things, but I'll give it a bit for that. Okay, good. So we just leveled, so I will actually save. And we will open the door. Got some more gold. This area we're in right now is something of a barracks. Now, you don't want to collect everything. Like, do you see how I'm just picking everything up? Eventually, you will run out of space. So here you get this cool dresser, and you got a bed. Again, that's why I think that the bed is meant to be in the original raised platform in our cell originally, I think is meant to be a bed. Because these are clearly meant to be beds in this barracks area. You get a little bit of flavor text talking about there being a barracks. There's actually a few references to this place across the different games. Okay, we got a belt there. To tell you the truth, I wasn't thinking about that, but I think we can equip a belt still, can't we? And it's magic. And so, what did that do? Well, the belt... Oh, no, that's the bracelet. My bad. I was going to say, the belt is making me weaker. Wow, look at that. The belt has really dropped all of our numbers. Look at that. -9s, -3s. Wow. That belt is, like, awesome. And I doubt it's something that we need to use. No, it's not, so... I think it just gave us that passive benefit. I'll leave the broadsword on the floor, because I don't want to get weighed down. I don't know if I interrupted myself a second ago, but you don't want to get weighed down too much. So we'll just search through all of the various rooms. An old faded sign says the king and palace are lost. We, the last survivors of the court of Stonekeep, are heading south through the goblins' caves. So there you saw that the message disappeared, and I refreshed it by moving. But you can't always do that, so sometimes you miss it. So right, this was a keep. This was a place for us red guards, and then the goblins took it. So and we escaped through the goblins' caves, and now it's just full of them. We already had a little bit of a taste of goblins before. There's even more new mobs that can appear this time, including ghouls. Oh my god, that's a minotaur, and he's like one-shotting me. Come on, no, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, get in the water! No! Oh!
We died our last hope for justice. Thorn is now free to do as he will. It saddens me to see the beautiful land of Tamriel rotting from within. Goodbye. I wish you peace in the afterworld.
What? I got to the first dungeon and then died. The first dungeon. Yeah, minotaurs are like the hardest thing you can fight in there. What the hell was there one doing right at the start? Brutal. Well, I guess according to the manual, we have to make a new character. I'm just joking. But I will take a break there. I will see you guys for the conclusion of Stonekeep tomorrow, and we'll finish this first quest. It's a really fun dungeon, and there's lots of extra stuff to learn about the people pushed out by the goblins. See you guys soon.